Hello, my name is Ashley Lutt, and today I'll be discussing Deanna Thompson's Hoping for More and how its insights inform my understanding of compassionate, dignified care for those experiencing suffering, pain, and loss. This book has not only deepened my understanding of spirituality and healthcare, but it has also enriched my approach to holistic nursing care, particularly as it relates to my clinical experience with Mrs. L, a patient facing end of life decisions. And this is my Hoping for More reflection, insights on compassionate and dignified care. It's my signature project for THL 378, Christian Vocation and Ethics for Healthcare Professionals, Concordia University, St. Paul. What I appreciate most about Hoping for More is its honesty in grappling with the complexities of faith, doubt, and grace amidst profound suffering. One passage that resonates deeply with me is, "I ache, and God is silent. What do I do now?" This captures the raw vulnerability of facing silence in moments of despair, a feeling I've seen reflected in patients like Mrs. L, who feel disconnected from their faith during illness. Thompson's courage in voicing these struggles reminds me that spiritual care isn't about offering answers, but about creating space for patients to explore their doubts and rediscover hope on their own terms. Her reflections inspire me to meet my patients where they are, offering presence, empathy, and support, even when solutions feel elusive. Reflecting on my experience at my Care of the Adult 2 clinical, I was able to compose a case study based off of actual patient interactions while maintaining privacy. This case study involves Mrs. L. In my clinical rotation, I cared for Mrs. L, a 67-year-old retired teacher with advanced stage pancreatic cancer. She was admitted for pain management and faced significant physical, emotional, and spiritual suffering. Her story mirrored the themes in Hoping for More, a patient struggling to reconcile her faith, feeling isolated, and fearing the future. Thompson's reflections helped me provide holistic care for Mrs. L in the following ways. Compassion and dignity in action. I listened to Mrs. L's fears and validated her emotions, echoing Thompson's message that compassion begins with being present, bolstering a sense of trust and empathy. I facilitated conversations where she felt safe, expressing her doubts about her faith, which reminded me of Thompson's journey to find grace amid silence. I prioritized effective pain relief to ensure the patient's physical comfort and uphold their dignity, Harding et al. 2022. Additionally, I recognize that offering spiritual resources tailored to the patient's beliefs and needs helps them reconnect with their faith and find solace. Mauk and Hobus 2021. Just as Thompson highlights the importance of community, I encouraged Mrs. L's daughter, S, to re-engage her mother with her faith community. This created a sense of connection that offered both Mrs. L and S moments of peace and reassurance. Drawing on Thompson's narrative, I worked with the interdisciplinary team to ensure Mrs. L's dignity would be upheld. Pain management was prioritized to relieve her suffering, and I collaborated with the chaplain to provide spiritual support tailored to her needs, such as prayer and devotional materials. Other members of the interdisciplinary team included the social worker, supported the family by addressing caregiver strain and offering resources for emotional and practical support. The palliative care nurse facilitated the transition to hospice care, focusing on comfort measures and involving the family in the care planning process. And last but not least, the student nurse advocated for Mrs. L's wishes, facilitating communication with the care team, and provided holistic nursing care to address her physical, emotional, and spiritual needs. The insights from Hoping for More informed every aspect of Mrs. L's care, from addressing her physical pain to fostering spiritual healing. Hoping for More also speaks to my personal journey as a survivor of trauma, including military sexual trauma and divorce. Like Deanna Thompson, I faced moments where I've questioned my faith and struggled to find meaning in suffering. One of her reflections that deeply impacted me is grace often shows up when we least expect it, reminding us that we are never truly alone. Thompson, 2012. This idea of unexpected grace resonates with my experiences of finding support from friends, therapists, family members, and mentors when I felt most isolated. Thompson's story reminds me to embrace vulnerability, allowing others to show up for me in moments of need. In my personal life, I will apply her insights by recognizing that healing is a process and it's okay to wrestle with doubt and uncertainty. Secondly, leaning into my faith and support system, just as Thompson rediscovered her community. And lastly, offering myself the same compassion and dignity I strive to provide to others. Deanna Thompson's Hoping for More is a profound reminder that even amidst suffering, there is room for grace, hope, and connection. It has shaped how I approach patient care, offering compassion and dignity to those experiencing loss, while also reminding me to extend that same grace to myself. Key themes that I noticed in Hoping for More were compassion, dignity, and grace. These are my references. Thank you for listening.